Oh, hi. Hello. It's me, the Grandma Quilter. Oh, stop it. Hi, hello, it's me. How y'all doing? This is me. As you can see, this is being filmed in the height of summer. Now, look outside how blue. Look, right there. Look how gloomy that looks. Yeah, I'm filming this in December. I think this is a dead giveaway. But yeah, this is how I do it. Christmas edition. Next couple of weeks, I'll be showing you little Christmas projects that I'm going to be working on, and in some cases, how I do it, just so y'all know what I do and how I do it, and that's why I do it the way I do it. Because you know me, excuse me, but this is essential, especially during this time of the year. We need warmth and we need to be awake. Anyway, oh, it hits the spot. So, yeah, Merry Christmas. Because I say Merry Christmas. If that offends you, you can leave. Merry Christmas. And today I'm going to be working on something that I found. I showed you guys a couple of days ago. A discarded Christmas stocking. Because I've already made mine. I made them a couple of years ago and the kids have them. But I had one that I hadn't finished. And I don't like letting anything go to waste. So I took and cut out, separated actually, two pieces. So guess what I'm gonna make? A pot holder. So I got my Insulbrite. This is a scrap that I had, and it's gonna fit perfectly. So I just want to show you how I do this. Let me bring the camera down so y'all can see. There we go. My work surface. Ha ha ha. Let me put it up so you can see my face. I know what to do. Ta-da! There it is. I can see myself and we can see what I'm doing. I am a little short, but that's okay. I just want to show you. Anyways, this that I have here is a piece. Again, a scrap, because you know me and my scraps. I save everything. Got to repurpose. This is just a scrap that I had, and this is 100% cotton. I usually use 80/20, but this is going to be a pot holder, and it needs to contain the warmth. So 100% cotton works better. And so all I'm going to do, literally, this is all I do. This is very simple. This is, again, how I do it. Nobody else does it the same way, and if you want to do it my way, great. But all I'm going to do is put the Insulbrite right on top of the batting, right there. No differentiation. Oh, wow, I used a big word. And then the little block on top of all that. And all I'm going to do is cut away. I'm going to use the scissors for this because literally that's all I need for right now. Look at everything on my work table. So all I'm going to do is just cut away the excess. And I'm not very good with scissors. That's why I stopped doing garment. So there we go. I still have a really good piece. This is scrap. A really good piece for another one. And all I'm going to do now is put the other piece on the back. Now this is going to be the tricky part because I've got to match it. So what I do sometimes, again, this is whatever tickles my fancy at any given time. I am just going to put a pin at the very top. I think you see it, yeah. Just going to put a pin here at the very top and make sure that I get this one on the other side. Basically, try this again, shall we? Sometimes this doesn't work. Telling you the truth, people. Because there's another way of doing it, but yeah, I want to make sure I have enough batting on either side. So let's see if this one works. Let's try tippy tippy. Tippy tippy. There we go. Both on the same side, tippy tippy to the sides. But another way of doing it, and believe me, it's easier. It's just how I feel in any mood at any given time. I make sure that, let's do this right, because this is the more precise way. I am going to put borders and make sure that both battings are precisely on the same side. And make sure that everything aligns. And then put on one side. Just put a pin in it so it doesn't shift. And then come and put the other side. Now, again, this is makeshift, people. This is scrappiness at its best. We are going to trim some away. I just don't like using up batting unless it's absolutely necessary. Batting is expensive. Roberto can tell you. Let me see if I can show you Roberto. I don't think so. I'll show you Roberto when we're done. My roll came in. I'm very happy, but I gave him a name. Because Eva, hers has a name. I forgot what it was. I'm trying to remember. But I love the name Robert. I love it in English, I love it in Spanish, and I love the nickname. So Roberto, alias Bob, because it's how you say it. It's not just the name Bob. No, it has to be pronounced in a specific way for it to have meaning. Therefore, its name is Bob, like the dog in this house. So Bob, my roll is right there. My daughter thought it was a person. Oh, she looked at it, she goes, "What is that, Mom?" She thought I had gone out and grabbed a guy off the street and put him in a bag. No, it's my batting, and I'll prove it later. Anyways, back to this. Okay, so it's sandwiched. Well, yeah, to the best of my ability. And all I'm going to do now is sew it. I'm going to quilt it. Okay, so I'm going to bring my chair up because I cannot sew down here. I can't. I just can't. But I will bring the camera up a little bit so you can still see what I'm doing. Let's do it to there. Okay. And then I can bring up my chair a little bit because I really feel, I always feel short. And when my chair's down there, I feel even shorter. There we go. Much better. All right. So all I'm going to do is not even stitch in the ditch. People, the act, and I mean this sincerely, the act of quilting, which is what we do when you have something sandwiched. That's when you do the act of quilting because you're sandwiching. So that stitch that you either do by hand or by machine is literally what is quilting. Because when you create the other stuff, that's piecing, and then you quilt. Quilting, I love looking at beautifully quilted pieces. I really do. With the elaborate feathering and swirls and flowers and decorations. I love that. I love looking at it. Realistically, will I ever do it? No, because my brain doesn't work that way. So I have tried, believe me, I've tried. But I've never been able to do it. I suffer tremors. So it's hard for me to be able to do that elaborate piecing. Working. Okay. And people tell me, oh, well, just do the squiggles. My whole situation is, because of my tremors, getting a precise stitch length is hard. Truthfully, it's hard. So I've opted to do whatever I can just to get it done. That's why you will never find one of my quilts unless they have the ugliest quilt. You'll never find one of my quilts in a quilt show. I don't strive for that. I strive to do things that give me joy and happiness. And just quilting something simply just gives me joy and happiness. So all I'm going to do is try to follow the lines. Again, I say try. Doesn't always happen. But I don't care. Anyways, let's see what happened here. Don't get off. Okay. All right. So I have a walking foot. I love my machine. Oh, I love my Pfaff so much. And I'm going to say I love her so much that she's going to be a brat. But anyway, I love my Pfaff because I don't have to put in a walking foot or take it out. I hardly ever disassociate my walking foot. It's right here. It's called an IDT on the Pfaff. It's inside the machine. It's just a little lever that you put behind the foot of the machine. And it just goes. So I'm good. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start. Now, where did I put that pin? I got to make sure I know where I put the pin. Pin is on the other side. Yes. So here I go. Here I go. Here I go now. Okay. Now, again, all I'm doing is trying to follow the line. So, it's going to be a pot holder. And my thread broke. Of course. Yeah, I told you, she is a diva. She is a total diva. She does this to me. I think I'm going to have to change my needle because she's being a brat. Now, that's the thing, people. Your machine, we get frustrated. I don't like pulling it up, so I try finding the thread here. Here we go. Come on. Your machine tells you when it needs something, and we get mad and we have hissy fits and everything, but really your machine is telling you, I need a new needle, I'm threaded incorrectly, and she's being a brat, so I'm going to have to pull her up. I'm threaded incorrectly, I need a new needle, you're pushing me too hard. The tensions off your machine will always tell you. So like right now, I think I'm going to need a new needle, but I'm going to try this again because I don't want to edit this out. And again, these videos, I make them more for people that have they're tentative. They're afraid that because of their situation or their condition, they're afraid of trying. I suffer tremors in both hands, but my left hand is severe. And there are days that it's good, like today it's not that bad, see it's not shaking. Other days it's really, really bad. So there are days that really, to do anything on the machine I can't. Because even though this is not my dominant hand, it's hard. It's hard for me to guide things. So I don't do them. But working on stuff really sometimes helps it. So regardless of how you're feeling, regardless of any condition you might have, don't let that stop you from trying. I will continue to quote until the good Lord tells me no more. Because see, even with tremors and being half blind, it's sometimes even hard to thread the stupid machine. And this has a threader, but I love my Pfaff, but the threader sucks. I put 3 new parts on it, and it always ruins. It's always on the blink. So I've decided and opted against buying that $20 part every time it breaks because it's very delicate. So yeah, until I can't see anymore, and then I'm already teaching my granddaughter how to thread it so she can do it for me. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? All right, here we go. And again, am I gonna go and unthread everything and make it pretty? No. Why? This is not for show. I am not a perfectionist. This is to use in the kitchen. It'll probably be burnt before Christmas because my son-in-law burns every single pot holder or towel I've ever had. So I do not stress it. I'll look for where more or less I left it and okay. I think I'm going to have to do something because the needle doesn't want to work, and I think I know what it is. I'm sewing on the Insel Bright side. Let me try sewing on the other side. Let's cut this, shall we? It could be that. So again, as you work, you know your machine. People, don't let it stress you. I always have trouble taking this off, but I don't want to keep. Yeah, I'm not going to chance it. I don't like unthreading it from the top, but today, it's like, all right, let's see. You're fine here. Let's fix you over here, shall we? Get you out of the way. Again, sometimes I just have a hissy fit and I get mad at her and I turn her off and then I come back. Today, no. Today I'm going to try to be patient because I know it's operator error. It's not the machine. It's me. I'm doing something today completely wrong. And I think it has to do with the Insel Bright. If I try this side and it doesn't work, I have to change the needle. So, let's try this again, shall we? See, and the lighting on my machine is so good that it's not that hard to thread it at all. All right, let's try this again. One more time. Okay, let's do it this way. Come on, baby, come on. There's not a lot of threads in the back, so I'm good. All right, here we go. One more time. Let's see. That's exactly what it was, people. I was sewing on the Insulbright side. Now, some people will go to the end and turn it around, and they're no. I tried that. I said that to you guys on the last one. I attempted that once. It doesn't work for me. What I do though, when I can, if I have space, if the project isn't that big, what I do is I do turn around for each row. That I will do. But again, when I have the space, I stress to my newbies, when you come on YouTube to learn how to do something, watch different creators. Watch them how they do the exact same thing. So like if you're gonna see you don't know how to do binding, watch 3 or 4 people that do it in their own different ways or in different ways. Watch them and find the one that makes sense to you. Not everybody's method will make sense to you. It's true. You have to find your rhythm, no one else's. Me, I tried moving it around, not letting go of the stitch. I don't hide stitches. I don't go and grab it and tie it off. I don't go in and hide the stitch underneath the quilting. I don't do any of that. And all of the quilts that I have made, none of them have come apart. The good thing my machine has, it locks the stitch at the beginning and at the end. I have it programmed that way because it's a computer. And I don't have to worry about tying off stitches at the beginning or the end. I don't hide thread. I don't care. I'm sorry. If you have received a quilt of mine and it bugs you, you can fix it. I'm not. I don't. I make quilts for comfort. I don't make them for beauty. Some of them come out gorgeous. But really and truly, mine's a functionality. This is going to be a pot holder that we're going to use now. That's it. I'm not going to overstress myself. So let me see if I can finish these rows and get back to it. Give me a second now. Let's try this again, shall we? Here we go. Just not pushing it. And you have to understand, when you look at my stuff, sometimes the rows match up. Sometimes they don't. What I do though, when I am doing quilting, I stretch out with my hands on my machine. And I have very little puckering. Believe it or not, very little puckering. My stuff doesn't pucker as much as some people would have you think. See, so I'm turning it around. Now, I got the pin here. I don't need it no more, so I take it out. It's going to be nice and poofy. And now that I'm on the right side, I can go faster. Although, had I wanted to go faster, I would have bought a Juki. But I got a pop. Okay, so the first side is done. Now I'm going to go down the other side, and it'll be finished. And then I'm going to pick. I'll show you. I'm trying to talk and think at the same time. And retirement brain doesn't let me do that. So there's another pin here. Ooh, I had 2 pins. Good thing I had them in places where it wasn't going to be a problem. There we go. I was going to do it on the wrong side. Okay. Turn it around. There we go. And we're going to go down this side now. It's going to be cute. Tie off. And I have to see how big it is. I'm going to have to do some measurements. I'm just going to square it off to a basic size. Again, this is not for show. This is not a gift. This is utilitarian. This is using up scraps and not letting anything go. And we're going to go down our last row now. Da-da-da-da-da. Here we go. Down the last row. All right. Ta-da! It's done. It is quilted. It's attached. Yay! So now I gotta go look for. Then my binding. This is my store-bought binding bin. Now, in the beginning, before I understood binding, I used to bind everything with this. And did a pretty good job. Oh, I found it right on the top. Yay! This is enough here. I always bought extra wide double fold because it's easy. I mean, literally what you do, and I'll show you now. But all you do is you open it, you unfold, you put that right there. That's the first line you sew. Turn it over, sew on the top, and it's done. So, yeah, I used to use this a lot, especially on DIY stuff. But now I make my own, and I love making my own. But I usually make it 2.5 inches, and it's for my quilts. So when I'm doing projects, I use this. But as you can see, this thing is chock full. And I have, look how pretty this, you know, thinking about it. Maybe instead of the red, let me see on camera how that looks. Okay, here, let's do it this way. It will look pretty in green. Now I'm gonna make it easy on myself. All right. So yeah, this is my stash of bindings, and I use this now mostly for DIY things because I have different colors. I have a little bit of everything. I have handmade. See what I mean? Look, pieces. I don't throw anything away, people. It's got to be super eensy weensy teeny weeny for me to throw it away. But I really like this green one. So like that. No, I'm not using. No, stay away from me. I'll use you with something else. Anyway, okay. So I got the red. So let's put the binding on. Now I make my little loop-de-loop, and I'll show you how I make it because it's already there. And again, I am not going to do anything fancy. I'm just making. Okay, let's put this here because I got to square this up. Simple, basic little pot holder. Now, I love my sewing table because I have surface area. This is over here. Get them out of the way. I don't like them open anywhere because scissors are expensive now, people. Anyway, got my little cutting pad here. Let me see if I can show you without bring the camera down so you can see. There it is. This is just a cute little sewing pad. I got it. I think it was at Ollie's for $3. And I had this in my, I take it with me now when I go out, but I have it here because my cutting table is right here, but I'm lazy. So when I just want to do something quick, like right now, I have it here, cut it here, and then take it out of the way, or even leave it there while I'm sewing. It's not annoying at all. So, cannot live without this ruler. This is my favorite ruler. Put you here for now. Yes. No, you're going to fall. I talk to myself. Okay. So I am just going to basically measure this. It comes out to 8 inches. So, yeah, fairly nice size. So let's cut away all this waste. Again, there is nothing fancy about this. So I'm just going to use my fancy dandy ruler and just slide it along. I'm just trying to make it as square as possible. Where did I just put you? Here you are. Just trying to get a waste away so I can put the binding on. See, this is what I mean, people. You don't have to have fancy work areas or specific things to do specific things. No. Some of us can't afford it. Some of us, it's just unnecessary. I have a lot of templates because I'm a gadget girl. I love templates. I love patterns. I love fabric. That's me as a quilter. Do I use them all? Depending on the project, yes, I do. There will be times that I won't do something unless I have the template. But that's just me. That's a preference. That's not because I need it. It's because I like having it. It's a possession kind of thing. But funny thing is, the ruler that I use the most is this one. If it's small like this, see, hold on. I use this one. I love this one. This is an OmniGrid. Had this since the very beginning. It's all scratched up. I'm gonna probably have to replace it, and I don't wanna. But I love this rule. I love this size. It's 2.5 inches, which I use a lot. So it's 2.5 inches wide, and it is 8 inches in length. So basically, those are the blocks that I make. So this one works out perfectly. And for those that are always complaining, I love the 1/8 ruler. Since I got that ruler, working those patterns that ask for 3/8, 7/8, 5/8, that ruler is amazing. Okay, I adore it. I have it over there. I use it constantly. It is perfect. If you have patterns that are requiring 8s and you always round up, I tried rounding up and I screwed up a block one time. So I got the 1/8 ruler because it was asking for 5/8. Got the ruler. I will never let it go. That's just me. Okay. Anyways. All right. So let me just, well, this will be hidden. Okay. So fairly square. It's a little twangy again, but that's for me. So now what we're going to do, this still works. What we're going to do is, number one, we're going to make a little loop-de-loop that's going to go so we can hang it. So I do this basically, I eyeball it. I don't like making really big ones. So there's about 2.5 inches. Let's see how long this is. Let's try the measurement here. Nope, 4 inches. Yeah, 2 inches on each side. So it's about 5 inches. So all I'm going to do is cut it. That's it. Nothing fancy. Am I going to sew down the side? If it were a gift, yes. It's for me. So no. Anyway, I just crisscross it at the bottom. Just a little. So I make sure it gets into the stitch. And I'm going to put it, yeah, you can see here, at the top, but the loop's going to be looking in. And it'll make sense in a minute for my newbies out there. It'll make sense in a minute. But that's where I put it. And for now, while I start stitching, I'm just going to pin it in place. I am a pinner. I used to make apparel. So I have pins all over my studio, my half-bedroom studio. Those of you that know me know this already. So I covered it, people. Don't go freaking out on me. So yeah, I do that. Now, if this had a right and a wrong side, I would have to show you that way. But since it's the same on both sides, all I'm going to do is open it. I always put it on. I leave about 2 inches. That gives me space to maneuver. And again, I know I shake. I can deal with my shaking. I know there are people that see me shake and freak out. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. But I want the ones that have tremors and see that even with the tremor, you can do things. Okay? So all I do, just to make sure it goes good, pins are your friend. Believe it or not. Okay. I'm just going to pin that part in place so I don't have to go crazy trying to hold it in place. Okay, so this has a little cut, and you know me, I love to fudge things. I just make sure that everything goes in the sandwich. Here we go. I'm just going to start sewing, people. Again, if you are a perfectionist, this is not for you. I will not feel bad. See, I take the pin out after I get it with my presser foot. It doesn't bother me that you're going to change the channel or you don't want to watch me, even though you're a friend of mine. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I understand. My sister cannot see me do fine handwork because she gets frustrated with my tremors. That's why I understand you. So if this bothers you, look away. Listen, but don't watch. Simple as that. Okay, now I'm fudging, and here we go. I'm just going to sew down. Now I'm getting to the bulge. Now this is a bulge where my little tie-in is, but I take the pin out, and all I have to do is go very slowly until I reach the corner. Now, I learned how to do this a long time ago. Sorry, this goes in here. Go back a couple of stitches, please. Okay. Now, okay. When you get to within a 1/4 inch of the end of a corner, what I do, this is how I do it. I pivot. My machine has the needle in automatically when I program it. So right now, all I have to do, I stop stitching, needle goes in. So all I do now is I pivot it so that the stitch goes off the piece. And I stitch, it's off, cut it off for me. Again, this is how I do it. Turn it around. Same way you put binding on it the other way. Turn it around. Make my little triangle. And again, tremors on my right hand today. Okay, here we go. I make like a little cross. Make sure it's coming down the right way. Make sure my corners are aligned in there so that it looks useful. And put it under and stitch. Now, here we go. Keep on going, people. I already got my little ties in there. I don't have to worry about it. It's secure. Just don't do the mess I did once. I'll show you in a minute. Anyway, let's get around here. Remember, this is unedited, unscripted, so I'm sewing and talking. And there will be times that you will only hear the sewing machine. Because I got to concentrate. Because, yeah, that's why I stitch by myself. It's very hard for me to sew when I'm in a group of people because I feel compelled I have to speak. And here on the camera, knowing that there are people going to be watching, I feel compelled to speak. So bear with me. Again, if you see, let me see if I can show you without shaking. Clip, clip, clip. Let me do this with a clip so it'll work better. Give me a sec, people. I got everything here. Everything is here. I make a little nest. I'm a nester. Okay. So if you see what I mean? This is what I do at the top. It's folded in the corner, going down, and then I start at the top, like I did here. Okay? I don't know how to show you any better way. Donna did a little tutorial on this the other day. Did a very good job. She's a great teacher. I am not. I'm a great talker. That's all I know how to do. And here we go down. Okay, we're almost done on this side. Dun, dun, dun. See, when I'm not talking, I go fast. Because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Getting to the third corner. One stitch more. I always look and make sure I'm in the right point. And it's like Donna, Tiffany are people that have so much skill they can go really fast and they know what they're doing. I love watching them. I truly do. I love watching Donna when she's sewing and talking and she's showing and teaching, and so she multifunctions everything, and it's so cool. And Tiffany's just whew, that is pure speed. I can't. So I don't feel the need to either. I'm good. I'm happy with what I do. Because, again, I do this for joy. I am in no competition with anyone. I don't feel the need to compete with them. They are people that have an ability that I admire, not envy. I admire their talent and their ability. I have fun with mine. That's the only difference. I enjoy what I do. I just do. I just have fun. This for me is fun. This is soothing. This gives me joy. When I finish this and put it in the kitchen, my daughter gets home this afternoon, she sees it, it's going to bring a smile to her face. It's just that simple. That's what I do it. Just for functionality. These were fabrics that were running all over my room. I made this, 3 years ago? I made those stockings in COVID. So yeah, a little bit longer. And this has been running in my sewing room for that long. So putting it to good use, hello. See, and when I get to the corner, again, don't feel the need to rush. Get to your corners, make sure you're where you want to be. Make sure you did what you wanted to do, and then just finish. Okay, so now we're at the grand finale. What I do right here, all I'm going to do is cut off, because I know I have enough. Still have enough there for one more. Okay, so now, do I do a pretty finish? No. Do I have to do a pretty finish? No. Because again, this is functionality. First, I'm going to finish this corner. Make sure I get it down so I don't have to worry about that. Okay. So now, I got it secure, right? Let me see if you can see. Yeah, I have it secure. All I'm going to do, now sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. This has a lot of bulk. I remember one time I went to buy some fabric from a professional quilter, and she had binding on these beautiful towels, and I was looking at them, and this part were unfinished in the sense of she left it raw edge. And she was professional, and to the point of exhibitions and quilt shows and everything else. She left it raw edge. When I'm gifting it, I'll fold over and put it in that way. But it's for me. So I don't need to finish it. I don't need it to be perfection. This literally will probably last just one season, knowing the use we give it. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit more just so it won't be that bulky. There we go. And all I'm going to do is put it where it goes and just sew it. That's it. I'm not going to fold over edges. I'm not going to do the crisscross thingy that Donna showed. And I had always had trouble with that. And Donna's method, I have to practice it, but I'm going to do it. Okay. So, no. I have to go down a couple more stitches, get to where I began, cut it off, and I'm done. That side. Voila. It's finished. See? What? All done. So now, this is what I do. Now for this, I'm going to need the big scissors because this is bulky and I don't want to kill my blue ones. So all you have to do is cut off the corners before you fold. Now, make sure when you're cutting off the corners, you don't get into the stitch. Come on, people. Just cut off a little bit so it's maneuverable. And don't cut your fingers because, believe me, I have. That's why I use the big scissors now, because with the big scissors, I don't cut off my fingers. I've cut this finger so many times, it's not funny. So all I'm doing is cutting off the corners. I love it when I see these sewing channels that they do little things and they use, instead of using your clippers, they use these big things just to cut off a little bit. In this case, because there's so much thickness here, I use the big scissors. But usually, that's why I love my clippers. They're very sharp. Anyway. Just, see, I've done this. I put my finger and then I go with the scissors and I cut my finger. So I've learned my lesson. So I just put my finger down here. I'm just cutting off the very, very tip of it. Keep your fingers out of the way. And keep your binding out of the way because I've cut that too. I've made mistakes in my life, people, believe me. Okay. Now, there are people that will trim this off. It depends on you. You do you. What I do recommend is when you're folding over... Let's put this over here so y'all can see. When you're folding over, please remember. Okay, let me start it down here. Don't sew this. Leave that there for now. Then you pull it up when you get to there. So let's start here. I'm going to start over here and just start sewing. That's all I'm going to do. Now, again, do I care that you can see sometimes it's stitch and other times you can't? No. I'm messy. Deal with it. Here we go. I'm going to, again, I don't have to worry about too much here. And I am not going to trim. I am not going to hide. I'm just gonna sew. I used to use embroidery stitches in my machine to hide the imperfections. Again, this is for the house, not important. It's just gonna look cute hanging. And I'm coming down the road. Now here is where I finished it. I'm just gonna make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. And I get everything where I want it. I do my little corner. I don't have an issue with the corners. And I'll put it to you this way. The way I do it is I always, the one that's facing me goes up first. The one that's coming down goes on top. And it'll give me a perfect corner every time. It took me years to get this down. But literally, no issue since I've done it that way. When I try doing the top first down and then, no. It's this way. Always works really good for me. And I get really pretty corners because I can maneuver it to where I get the perfect corner every time. And I'll show you this when I finish. Why didn't you stay down? Thank you. I play with her. I tell you, we have conversations. We have conference calls. Yeah. My machine and I have gotten to know each other very well. She knows she can piss me off in a heartbeat. Okay, got a little thread hanging out here. And people, I have tremors. Again, I emphasize it because I want people to understand, those that have that, you can do it. What I do is I try to make sure, because believe me, I've screwed up. I've cut into the fabric. I've cut my fingers. When you get into your own rhythm, you learn what to do and how to do it. These are my lifesaver because they're small. Using big scissors, I can only use on certain occasions. Because for me, it's harder to use a big one than a small one. So I have a couple of small scissors that are very, very, very sharp. That's it. That's all it is. Look for the tool that makes sense to you and your body and go for it. And again, I did not trim. I could have trimmed this and made it smaller, but my past experience has been that when I try to trim things like this, my tremors come in and I'll go into the stitch and then I really have to fudge things. So now. And let me tell you, even with tremors, even with my fudging, even everything else, I have sold so many pot holders, towel sets, bowl cozies, table runners, placemats that has helped me cover small expenses. Believe me. Over the years, yeah. I don't do as much anymore because, again, if it's work, I don't want it. And fudging is your friend. Fudge it up. I should change my channel to Fudge It Up. Okay, we're getting there. We're almost done. Almost done. I like working with Insulbright because when you're working with it, you hear it. It's fun. It's ASMR. I refuse to do ASMR. I've seen some people doing ASMR. God forbid you catch me doing it. Ever. Yeah, you're good. All right, we're on the long stretch now. Coming around the base. Got a thread in here. I got stuck. All right. Making sure my tie is out of the way so it doesn't get stuck in the stitch. That's what I'll tell you, people. It's happened to me before. Okay, now this little corner, believe it, I snipped into it. So now I gotta fudge it. This one's gonna have to be fudged. Again, this is for the house. I don't care. But when I did the corner, when I sewed the corner, I didn't sew the right angle. So the end of the binding stayed out of the stitch, and now I have a little hole there. You can fudge it so you can see it, but I did it. And again, doesn't bother me. I just look for a way to fudge it so that it's not obvious. And that's what I'm trying to do now. Here, it is what it is, and that's all that it is. Okay, my machine is trying to be a brat today. She's not wanting to stay where I tell her to stay, and it's because of the Insulbright. There we go. But it's, again, she is not my master. I am hers. And it's over. It's done. I finished it. It is complete. All right, let me get these threads out of the way. Get your finger out of the way when you're cutting, people. Again, making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. And my fingers aren't there. And there we go. It's done. I got a cute little pot holder. Simple, basic. I'm looking in the camera, making sure you can see it. Very cute, very sweet, very fast. Did it in a few minutes with spare fabric. There's nothing new in here. Everything was already here. There's no expense except for the electricity used to make this. That's it. Does my time have value when I'm sewing for others? Yes. When it's for me, no, because this is what I do to make me feel good. It has Insulbright. You can use this as a trivet. Simple like that. You can use it as a trivet. But it's a cute little pot holder. I could have, and I have, curved the edges so it would have a more aesthetic look. But I like it like this because, again, this is going into the kitchen. I have a lot of pot holders. And I love them. The funny thing is, I make them a lot. They're all over the kitchen, and we use them constantly. Eva sent me these beautifully crocheted pot holders, and I have to wash them every week because I use them all the time. I use a lot of pot holders. So this is another one for the collection. It's cute. Came out pretty cute. Look at that. It's so nice. It's a Grinchy Christmassy pot holder. So, again, don't let anybody tell you what to do and how to do it. Just do it. Just have fun. If it gives you joy, enjoy it. That's the way I put it. This gives me joy. Let me bring my camera up so you can see my face because I'm coming closer. There we go. See those things up there? I made those goofy around. That big ass, that one right there, that's supposedly a pot holder. And that's huge. Because it is huge. You saw it last year. I love that thing. And now I use it as a decoration. More as a decoration than a trivet or a pot holder. Why? Because it's pretty. And then this little hanging here, I made some for every daughter-in-law, my daughter, some of my daughter's friends, and me. I have two. I have this one here and another one in the hallway. It's a decoration. It's a wall hanging. I wanted to learn how to make a Christmas tree, and I went all out and made a whole bunch. And I made those pretty wall hangings. Didn't make a trivet, just made a couple of wall hangings. Now I can bring them out every Christmas. Look, for me, Donna asked us a question. Why do you quilt? What brings you? What gives you inspiration or whatever to quilt? It brings me joy. It is a soothing part of my life. When I want to just chill, when I just want to use my brain, because literally this is using my brain, I come and quilt. Because I have to think. When you're quilting, you do have to think. Some people do, they call it mindless sewing, but I like doing mindful sewing because then I think, okay, I got to do this and this, like what I did right now. Okay, that has a little hole. How can I hide it? And really, you can't even see it. You can't see it. It's got a little hole. It's not the perfect corner, but that's where it is. But every corner looks good, looks fine. Is the stitching straight? No. Is it red? No, I didn't use red. Did I change the thread on my machine? No. Is it perfect? No. Because I'm not perfect. What is the name of this channel? Imperfect. Be imperfect. Yes, be imperfect. Embrace the imperfection. Embrace your genuineness. I am a chaotic person. My brain is chaotic. The way I think, the way I do things are chaotic. It always comes out right at the end. But I let my creativity come out in my chaos. If your creativity is in perfection, let it come out in your perfection. Let yourself be who you are through what gives you pleasure. If quilting, if piecing gives you pleasure, gives you joy, embrace that joy. Do it your way. Don't feel compelled or obligated by the quilt police, snaps, to do it their way. Do it the way that brings you joy. If you're satisfied with the end result, fabulous. If the person comes and snickers, kick them out. Don't give it to them. I'll tell you this much. If I give somebody something I made and they make a face, I will take it away. It's mine. You don't want it? Fine. Now, after I give it away, it's not mine anymore. You do with it what you want to do. You want to burn it? Burn it. You want to put it on the floor and give it to the dogs? Give it to the dogs. I don't care. After I gift it, it is no longer in my possession. I have the memory of what I did. I have pictures of what I did. What you do with it is your issue because I'm gifting it to you. I am putting it in your hands. If you're purchasing it, even worse, I don't really care. But no, because for me, the joy is in the creation of it. That's the joy. Looking at it, yeah, well, my quilt's on my bed. What does that tell you? Look at these things. It's in my, yeah, they give me joy, but they're mine. I didn't gift them. They belong to me. So yeah, they give me joy. Do you, boo? Enjoy it. Have fun. Enjoy the journey. Don't stress it. And remember, being imperfect is always being perfectly loved. Ho, ho, ho.